Today's Namaste Yoga is a beginner's class for strength. Hello and welcome to episode 170 of Namaste Yoga. Today we are going to be doing a beginner's class for strength for those who are beginners and those with beginner's mind. This is a requested class, a class that Rondell Parker actually requested for toning, and we're going to be doing a class to build strength, and it's accessible for those of you who are beginners as well as those of you who have been practicing for a long time. I wanted to start by sharing with you a testimonial that comes to us from my blog from Holly. And I thought it was a great one to share in our beginner's class. And she says, "Finally, someone who understands we are not yoga models. Yay," she says. "I have tried yoga at least 10 times in the last 10 years. I think that is persistence." She must really wanted to do yoga. "And always quit because the videos I had were too difficult to do or understand." And she said she was doing beginner level classes. "Now I feel like I have my own personal yogi in my living room to help me understand the mind of yoga as well as the actual positions. I really love the options that are provided for people who have trouble with joint pain and stiffness. And I cannot say enough good things about Dr. West. I am on episode 22 and still going. I do yoga 5 days a week, and I can tell a subtle but quantifiable difference. I have stiff joints, and the yoga is helping me with flexibility, balance, and strength. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you." So thank you for leaving your comments on my website. You can do that. You can leave voicemail messages now, and I've figured out this week how to respond to your voicemail messages with my own voice. So that was pretty clever of me on YouTube. And thank you for leaving your 5-star ratings on iTunes as well. And there are instructions on how to do that at thankyoumelissa.com. Also, thank you to Squeezed Yoga Clothing for our clothes, and to Dusky Leaf for our yoga mat and blocks and bags. And we've got a bolster coming that we got to go pick up at the post office on our way home today. So I just want to, if this is your first time doing Namaste Yoga, I wanted to let you know what to expect in today's class. We always start lying down in Shavasana, and that's just to transition you from the busyness of day-to-day life where your mind and body is being pulled in 1,000 directions, and to bring you into the singular focus of yoga and to get you focused on the class theme for today, which is building bold strength. And so I will start to talk to you about the theme for today. And then we usually stay lying down for the first part of the class, and we'll do some postures lying down on the mat, and then we move up usually to a position on all fours. From there we come up to standing, and then we'll come back down to lying down. We'll finish lying down today. And that's the sort of arc of the class. So it circles up and we come back down. Okay, so let's get you set up for lying down in Shavasana. I'll give you some instructions on how to do that in case this is your first class. So you'll begin by lying down. And let's start building this from your feet up. So your feet will be about hip width apart, and you can let your feet roll out so that they relax. Now, if you're low back is sore at all here, then you can always bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. That's totally fine here as well. One good thing to do here as well is to just bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, press into your feet, tuck your tailbone under, and then reposition your pelvis. That will level out your pelvis so that your hip bone, and pubic bone is on the same level. And then when you check in with putting your feet back down, you'll find that your pelvis feels probably a lot more comfortable. Then you'll move up to your spine, and you'll see I just adjusted myself so that my spine was straighter. I was on a little bit of a crooked line there. So move up through your spine, check to make sure your spine is straight. Then check in with your shoulders. So to let your shoulders drop a little bit more, one thing that I like to do is just tuck my shoulder blades under a little bit, and then turn your palms up beside you. That will also allow your shoulders to drop down to the ground. Then you want to check in with your neck to make sure there's neutral alignment in your neck. So your neck is going to curve up off the ground. That's neutral alignment of your neck. The other thing to check in with is that your chin and your forehead is on the same level. So a lot of times when people lie down, there'll be this real extension through your neck because of poor alignment through your neck. And if that's the case, then what you need to do is just place a small pillow underneath your head to bring your neck back into neutral alignment. So just checking in to make sure that your chin and your forehead are on the same level. And then once you've got that all set up, you are in Shavasana here to be able to start, and you can receive the centering and guided relaxation to bring you into your practice. This also just gives your body a chance to settle, your muscles a chance to relax and center yourself before we begin. So begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. And you can take as many breaths like that as you feel like you need to land here and to settle in. And we're going to begin today with a poem by Donna Faulds called Bold Strength. The clematis vine outgrew its trellis long ago. Its vines around the gladioli, leaves and peonies, seeking something tall to climb. I too outgrew the place where I was planted and sought a structure to bear me up until I found my own bold strength. And so today's class is about accessing your own bold strength. And through the practice of yoga, you're able to access your own bold strength. When you practice yoga, you first access your own bold strength through your muscular power and vigor in your body. But you'll find that that translates into mental, emotional, spiritual courage, power, and fortitude. So as you rest back here, reflect on what it means to you to have strength. Maybe even notice where you feel strength in your body. And then at the beginning of a yoga class, we usually begin by setting intention. And that just simply means, what is it that you would like to receive from this yoga class? Why are you here today? So go ahead and set an intention for what it is that you would like to get out of today's class. You can repeat your intention silently to yourself right now. Then when you're ready, you can go ahead and wiggle and stretch out. And we'll begin with one of my favorite strengthening postures, great for strengthening your legs and your glutes. And if you have a block, great. If you don't yet, because you're a beginner, that's totally fine too. If you have a block, you're going to place the block between your knees, going down to between your thighs. So this is really great for alignment between your hips. And you're going to press into your feet and lift your pelvis up off the ground. So I love this pose for strengthening your glutes and your quads. And we're going to hold this breath, focusing on breathing in and out through your nose. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the big toe behind your big toe, the ball joints behind your big toes. Deep pressing into your feet and lifting your pelvis. And then you can slowly lower down through your spine and take your block and place it off to the side if you were using one. And draw your knees into your chest to stretch out your low back. If you have any knee issues, you're going to hold on behind your knees here. This is just going to stretch out your low back here. Okay, and then lower your legs down. And you're going to roll over onto your stomach. So on your stomach, we're going to do an exercise to strengthen your upper back. And this is a great pose to work as a counter pose to your everyday life, where you stay rounded over your desk or your steering wheel or your cell phone or your iPad. So this is a great one to help strengthen your upper back and to get away from that rounded posture that's so prevalent in our culture. So you're going to place your hands underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers really wide, roll your shoulders back and up so they're in line with the rest of your back. Press the front of your pelvis into the ground so you're rooting your pubic bone down. And then you're going to lift your chest up off the ground and come up just as far as is comfortable for you. Keep your elbows in tight to your body. And breathe. Keep your ears back over your shoulders and just keep your eyes gazing where they are. You don't need to lift your head up. Keep your chin tucked. So use the muscles of your back here to keep you lifted, not pressing through your hands so much. breathing. And then you're going to slowly lower yourself down, push up onto all fours, and draw your knees up underneath you. Sit back onto your heels. Reach your arms long in front of you so you're stretching in child's pose. If this position doesn't work for you, you can always go back to the one we just did before where you lie on your back and hug your knees into your chest. You can also, here, if you have a block, take the block and place it underneath your head if your head doesn't reach the ground. Okay, and then you're going to inhale up onto all fours, and we're going to continue strengthening your back muscles. So this is really important because it tends to be that our back muscles are overstretched and our chest muscles are weak and shortened. So we're going to strengthen up our back muscles so that we can have better posture. You're going to come onto all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. The other thing is that we tend to have really weak, a lot of problems in hands and wrists because of working at computers and on cell phones and being social media addicts and texting and all that, which we're doing a little class on our membership site for hands and wrists this coming month. So if your wrists are an issue, you can always come up onto your fists like this so that your wrists are straight. That should help a lot as well. What we're going to do here is take your left leg behind and your right arm forward, and then, oops, I don't have enough room there. You're going to lift your right arm and your left leg. Now, if that's too much, you can always just lift your leg or just your arm. Okay, so you could do one or the other as well. So lots of options to modify here as well. You want to turn your left elbow crease in towards your midline. And check in with your right leg as well. See that you're not leaning out. Bring your right leg in so that it's straight underneath you. Keep drawing your navel back towards your spine. You should feel this in your core as well. Okay, and then you're going to lower your right arm and your left leg, and we'll come back and sit back in child's pose again just to stretch out your low back before we do the other side. So it's a great strengthening pose for your core and your back. Good one for balance too. So the poem that we read with Donna Falls, she talks about not needing the support of other structures around her. So when we practice our yoga, we learn to rely on our own strength. And I thought her poem did such a great job of illustrating that. Okay, so come on up. And this is such a perfect pose to experience relying on your own strength without the support of anything else. So let's experience that on the other side now. So you can try that. If your wrists bother you again, you come onto fists. And this time you'll take your right leg behind and your left arm forward. Check in with your left leg. Again, you don't want to lean out to the side. If you keep it drawing right up underneath you, it really helps you keep your core engaged for that. So you get a nice core workout for it. Your elbow crease is going to face your midline. And then you're going to lift your arm and leg. And then remember the option to just lift your arm or just lift your leg. So you're in control here. You get to choose what works best for you. You are your own best teacher. That's why I love today's testimonial so much, because we aren't yoga models. There's nobody here taking photos for a magazine spread. We're just real people doing yoga to help us get through our days. As Tim just took a photo. Great, good job. Okay, so you can feel the strength building in your body. You're going to come back and stretch that out in child's pose. Remember, you can lie on your back and hug your knees into your chest as well. That's a good option. So in yoga, we do pose and a counter pose. So in this class, we're building strength and then we're stretching it out so you're not going to be too sore tomorrow. This is our counter pose to the tabletop, the balancing table position. And then you can come back up onto all fours. We're going to do another exercise from all fours to help build strength through your core. And it's a little bit of balancing as well again. So choose what works best for you for your wrists. Let me give another option for the wrists. So another thing you can do is roll up your mat here at the front. And place the heels of your hands on the mat and your fingertips off so that this elevates your wrists. Okay, so that's an option for your wrists so that you're lifted through your wrists a bit. And then what we're going to do in this one is you're going to lift your right knee and you're going to exhale. You're going to draw your right knee in and then you're going to inhale and lift it up behind. So exhale, round your back and draw your knee in. This is called tiger pose. And then inhale, lift it up and behind. Exhale, round and draw your right knee in. And use your core strength to make this happen. Inhale, reach up and behind. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, hollow out your belly, draw your right knee in. Inhale, reach your right leg up and behind. Exhale, round your spine, draw your right knee in. Inhale, reach your right leg up and behind. Exhale, round your spine. And inhale, reach your tiger tail up and behind. Okay, and then you can lower your right tail down and you can do the same thing on the left side. So I noticed I was really leaning out into my left hip on that one, so I'm going to try with a more concerted effort not to do that on the right side. So try and keep your right leg right underneath you. Exhale, round with your left knee in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach up. Breathe out, round. Breathe in, reach up. And one more. Breathe out, round. And breathe in, reach up. And then bring your left leg down. And sit back on your heels. You can release that down. Okay, and then just lift your wrists up off the ground and just circle your wrists here. And circle them the other way. Okay, and then let's come back up. And we're going to come back up onto all fours. Spread your fingers really wide. You can reach your weight out into the webs of your hands to keep them out of your wrists. Or you can come up onto fists again. Or you can do your rolled up mat thing. Get your elbow creases facing each other. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Keep your ears back over your shoulders. You're going to tuck your toes under here. We're going to do a modified plank here. Inhale. Exhale, you're just going to hover your knees off the ground, barely an inch, and reach back through your heels. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Draw your navel back to your spine. Inhale into your side ribs and your back. And exhale, draw your navel back to your spine. Do that again. Inhale into your side ribs and your back. Exhale, draw your navel up to your spine. Inhale, side ribs and back. Exhale, bring your belly button back to your back body. Inhale, side ribs and back. Exhale, navel to your back body. One more breath like that. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Lower your knees down. And sit back on your heels and stretch. Great. And again, you can always lie on your back and hug your knees into your chest instead. So that was a great core strengthening pose for your abdominals and back. Core basically means from your neck to your knees. So great for your shoulders too, that one, strengthening around your shoulders. Okay, and then roll up through your spine. And we're going to do another one. In yoga, there's a pose called chaturanga. And this is one that comes up in sun salutations, and it's one that gets done poorly a lot. And where people kind of just wimp out and drop themselves to the ground rather than use their own strength to lower themselves to the ground. And one where form just kind of goes out the window sometimes. So we're going to talk about doing this pose right by looking at form without strength first, and then by adding our body weight to it. So no body weight first, and then we'll add our body weight after. So just take your hands in front of you first, and you're going to inhale, Draw your arms back with your elbows right along the side of your body and your arms right along the side of your body. So inhale. And then exhale, take your arms in front of you again. So inhale back. Feel your arms along the side of your body and exhale. Inhale back and exhale. So just get that motion of your arms. Feel your elbows right along the side of your body and exhale. So see how you can do that with your arms? Yep. And all we're going to do is tip this whole shape so that you're going to be tipped so that you're facing the ground. Okay? So inhale straight back and exhale press. Okay? So now you see you can do that with your arms, right? And you feel them right along the side of your body. Now we're going to do it this way. So come up onto all fours. Spread your fingers really wide. And I want you to lift up through your pelvic floor, draw your navel back to your spine. So keep your elbows in tight to your body. Ears back over your shoulders. Elbows go back towards your ankles. Feel your arms into the side of your body. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Good job. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Keep your tailbone tucked under. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. And we'll do one more like this. And then sit back on your heels and stretch. And then roll up to sitting. And lift your left arm up and over. Take your hand down your back. Take your right hand on your left elbow and draw it back. Stretch out your triceps. And then let's do that on the other side too. So take your right arm up and over, reach your right fingertips down your back. Take your left hand on your right elbow and draw your right elbow back. So we're stretching that out as well. Okay, we're going to do that again. I'll just shake that out a little bit. And we'll do 5 more of those, okay? And try and touch your nose to the ground each time, okay? So come up onto your knees. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone under. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Draw up your navel. And elbows in straight to your body. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. One more. Good job. Sit back on your heels, stretch. And then roll up through your spine. Take your left arm up and over, reach your left fingertips down your back, take your right hand on your elbow, draw your elbow back. Release. Then take your right arm up and over, take your left hand on your right elbow, draw your right elbow back. Okay. The next one that we're going to do, if you have a slit disc or a herniated disc in your lumbar spine, then this is not going to be a good exercise for you to do. And so I'm going to show you a modification for it first. So let me set up the modified exercise first, and then I'll show you what we're going to do after. So this is for the people with the herniated discs or slip discs first. What you're going to do is lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, hands behind your head, elbows in slightly, chin tucked. Draw up through your pelvic floor. Actually, instead of your knees bent, I want your legs long, because if you do it with your knees bent, then you're just going to use your hip flexors rather than your abs. And you're going to inhale. You're going to exhale. You're going to curl up. You're going to stay here while we're holding the exercise, and you're going to breathe. You're going to breathe in, and you're going to breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out. And you can breathe with us while we're holding the exercise. And when we come out of the exercise, you can come out of the exercise. Okay, sound good? All right. So everybody else without herniated discs, we're going to do modified boat pose. So the way that's going to work is if you have a block, you're going to use a block because it just helps with alignment and it helps lifting up through the pelvic floor so that you're using Mula Bandha nicely. So place the block between your knees and up through your pelvic floor. Up through your pelvic floor, through your inner thighs, which helps you engage your pelvic floor and engage Mula Bandha. And then lengthen up tall through your spine. Draw your navel back through your spine. Take your arms in front and then draw your shoulders back. You're going to inhale and exhale. Lean back just until you start to feel your abdominals engage, your core engage. And then you're going to hold here. So those of you that are on your back, curl up, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then come forward. And those of you who are rolled up, you can roll down. And take your legs behind you, your arms behind you. This is beginner class. You're not going to take your legs behind your head. And sway your knees from side to side. Okay, we're going to do that again. I'm going to add another variation, or you can stay with that one. So set yourself up again. Take that block between your legs again. Lengthen up tall through your spine. Take your arms in front. Draw your shoulders back. Inhale, ears back over your shoulders. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Draw your navel back to your spine. Inhale. Exhale, lean back till you feel your abs engage. Option here to take your arms out to the side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep squeezing that block. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good job. Draw your arms forward and release your block. Come forward and sway your knees from side to side. Great job. Okay, so everybody can come back for the next exercise, which is also for your core. This is a great exercise. Actually, if you have back issues, it will help to strengthen your back to help rehabilitate back pain. So it's one that people don't like doing, but it's such a great exercise to build strength, to create rehabilitation for back pain. That is great. It's a great core strengthening exercise. This one, when I first started doing it, I noticed that, well, I started doing it in the winter, and then when in the summer I started wearing my tank tops again, and I noticed my shoulders were more shapely that summer, and I couldn't figure out why, except for that was the only exercise I'd added to my routine that winter, and so I knew it was from these side planks. So we're going to do side planks. So come down onto we'll start with your strong side, come down onto your right shoulder. And you could actually double up your mat on this side so you've got a little more cushioning underneath your elbow. So make your body into a straight line here. Right elbow underneath your right shoulder. Stack your left hip on top of your right hip bone. And what you're going to do is lift your rib cage away and bring your hips up off the ground. Make sure your hips are stacked one on top of each other and just reach your arm up. And you want to really lift your ribs away here so that it's your core working, not your shoulder. Okay, and then slowly lower yourself down. Draw your right knee in front of your left knee and come on up. Take your right arm across and just give it a stretch. Doing really well. We're almost there. Okay, and then unfold your mat here. We're going to go over to the other side. And fold the left side of your mat in. Take your left elbow underneath your left shoulder. Take your body in a straight line. Bend your knees back. And stack your right hip bone on top of your left hip bone. Reach your rib cage away. Lift your rib cage off the ground until your hips come off the ground. And reach your right arm up. Keep lifting your core up and away. Great. So great for your core, great for your shoulders. Come on down and then make your way up to standing, please. Okay, from standing, if you have a block, I'll get you to use the block. If not, not to worry. We're going to do some chair pose, Utkatasana. It's just a yoga way of saying squatting. So that's going to be really great strengthening pose for your legs, which is the largest muscle group of your body. Great toning exercises. So you're going to stand with your feet hip width apart, and one way to get great alignment is to use the block if you have one. And if you have dusky leaf cork blocks, they're nice and heavy too. So it's a nice extra weight when you really hold on to them with your inner thighs as well. You're going to place them between your inner thighs if you have them. Great alignment tool. And then take your arms up in front of you. This is actually another nice tool for alignment. You can actually take your other block here and hold on to them. As I say, these ones are nice and heavy too. And inhale and exhale. Sit back. Tuck your tailbone under. You could even take these ones overhead. I'm going to leave it right there. Keep drawing your shoulder blades together behind you. Trying to sit a little deeper. And then come on up to standing. And I'm just going to take that block out for a second and give your legs a shake out. Great. And then we're going to add a twist to that because we haven't done any rotation of your spine yet. We'll do a nice twist from standing squat. So we're combining your strengthening with your twist, and then we'll take it down to Shavasana so you can have a nice relaxation to integrate your practice, to allow you to receive your practice before you go on with your day here. So take that block between your legs again and inhale. Exhale, you're going to sit back into your chair pose. And then you can either take your left hand to the outside of your right knee or your left elbow. Bring your palms together, your choice. And then inhale up center. Exhale, sit down again. Take either your right hand to the outside of your left knee or your right elbow, or bring your palms together. Breathing. Ooh, I can feel those legs burning. Oh, burn. Wow. Yes, that is good enough. Shake out your legs. And then you can come and lie down for Shavasana. So to lie down for Shavasana again, I'll show you how to do that again. So you've got nice neutral alignment here. Lie down on your back, press into your feet, tuck your tailbone under and lay your pelvis down again. Lengthen your legs out. Let them fall out to the side. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Turn your palms up beside you. Check in with your neck. Make sure you have neutral alignment. Chin and forehead on the same level. If your chin's really high, tuck a pillow underneath your head. And you can rest here to receive your practice. So close your eyes and allow yourself this time now to let your practice settle in. And I'm just going to sit up to read that poem to you again. So let's go back to that poem that we read at the beginning of the class called Bold Strength by Donna Falls. The clematis vine outgrew its trellis long ago. It vines around the gladiola leaves and peonies, seeking something tall to climb. I too outgrew the place where I was planted and sought a structure to bear me up until I found my own bold strength. So reflect back on your yoga today and what it was like to connect with your own bold strength. What stands out? What seems most important? And how does that connect to the rest of your life? So consider one small way you'll take that awareness with you from your yoga mat and out into your life today. So gradually allow your breath to deepen. Go ahead and wiggle and stretch out. Bend your knees and roll to your right side. Gradually make your way up to sitting. Thank you for joining us for episode 170 of Namaste Yoga. I'll see you on the membership site, and I'll see you next week for episode 171. Namaste. Not that funny.